Today's episode is Quadruple Rant. Saw, Scream, It, and A Nightmare on Elm Street. But first, I'm gonna rant on Saw. Enjoy. Saw, more like Claw, or Jaw, or whatever you like to call this movie. Anyways, this movie involves a man who plays a game on people who didn't help him at the hospital. And he plans on getting revenge on them and goes through a life or death challenges throughout the movie. That's pretty stupid. This movie also has a variety of sequels like Saw 1, Saw 2, Saw 3, Saw 4, Saw 5, Saw 6, Saw 7, the final chapter, and Jigsaw, aka Saw 8, which were all bad sequels. I hope that this movie series is dead after Jigsaw. Anyways, I don't know who likes this movie, but do you know who hates this movie? The Myers Fan 25. He did a rant video on this series. Anyways, Saw sucks, and so does all of their sequels. Ryzen is like so many times better than Saw. End of rant 1. Next, I'll rant on Scream. Enjoy. Scream, more like Cream, or Beam, or whatever you like to call this movie. Anyways, it just involves this killer from Scary Movie who kills people. Yet again. They, too, also made a variety of sequels like Scream 1, Scream 2, Scream 3, and Scream 4, which were all bad sequels, in which the characters and the heroes have to try and survive the killer. In other words, they're also planning information about Scream 5. Well, that movie is going to suck. Anyways, I don't know who likes or hates this movie, or anyways, Scream sucks, and so does the following sequels and their 5th movie coming out soon. Courageous is like 97 times better than Scream. End of rant 2. Next, I'll rant on It. Enjoy. It, more like Bit, or Wit, or whatever you like to call this movie. Anyways, this movie sucks. This movie rips off the 2-episode movie series of It by Stephen King, which sucks more. Anyways, it involves this killer clown named Pennywise who lives in the sewers and kills children, which is horrible and stupid. Anyways, he even made a sequel called It, Chapter 2, which I think it's meant to be the last movie. But I really hope that this series is already dead by that. Anyways, I don't know who likes or hates this movie series, so I'm gonna leave it be. Anyways, It sucks, and so does Chapter 2. Fireproof is like so many times better than It. End of rant 3. And last and finally, I'll rant on A Nightmare on Elm Street. Enjoy. A Nightmare on Elm Street, more like a dream in Elmer Glamour. This movie sucks. This movie involves people that have a dream and a character named Freddy Krueger comes to kill them after that. Anyways, which is pathetic. And because Freddy Krueger almost looks like Wolverine from X-Men. Despite the fact they even made a bunch of sequels, like 10 of them. You have A Nightmare on Elm Street 1, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, The Dream Child, A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, aka A Nightmare on Elm Street 6, New Nightmare, which is meant to be the 7th, Freddy vs. Jason, a crossover, A Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake, which is actually meant to be the 9th one, and Never Sleep Again, A Nightmare on Elm Street Legacy, which is probably the last and final movie in this franchise. Anyways, by the way Freddy Krueger looks like, he looks creepy, especially because of his skin, and besides, I hope this movie series is actually dead after the Legacy. Anyways, I don't know who likes or hates this movie series, so I'm gonna leave it be. A Nightmare on Elm Street sucks, and so does all of its sequels. War Room is like so many times better, and 30-50 more times better than A Nightmare on Elm Street. End of quadruple rant. Next rant, I know what you did last summer. After the I know what you did last summer rant will be a quadruple rant. Bluey, Curious Buddies, The Great Space Coaster, and Little Muffin Monsters. After that quadruple rant, another one. Go Baby, It's a Big Big World, Tro, and Abby Hatcher.